6 for height, and when he reached Cochin airport, he's carrying a huge box, huge person carrying a huge box. So the customs guys got suspicious, so they caught him. And hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ducaman Rebuild series. I know it's been a while, I apologize for that. So, like I mentioned in the last video, I bought the ZX10RR and it's time to rebuild it. Since I've never done it before, I didn't know what was waiting for me. So, Rakesh briefed me on what are the steps that we are going to take. It's been around 4 years since the bike has been dismantled, right? So, the chassis was cut, so they had to change it. So the process is you go to the police station, you get the required approvals for that, and then you cut the writing, the chassis number on the chassis, and then send it to Kawasaki office. So they will then initiate the request for building a new chassis and with the actual number on the imprinted on the chassis, and they send it to Kawasaki Kochi. So this process was done before I bought the bike, and I didn't have to go through all the paperwork and all. So to change the chassis, you need to dismantle the bike completely. You have to change the remove the tank, then remove the engine, everything. So due to some reason, they changed the chassis, but the rest of the work stopped there, like 2 years back. Now, whoever did this work in Kawasaki Kochi, they left the team. So they moved to other workshops. So none of them are there in Kawasaki Kochi again. So the new team, they didn't know where all these parts were kept. They marked these and then store it. But for us, it was difficult because we don't know where the boxes are. So one fine day, I think it's a Saturday, I went to Kawasaki Kochi, and the team, Rakesh and Vishnu and others were there, and we started searching for all these boxes. So one after the other, we started identifying the boxes. We started sorting things out, and we got the engine, we got the exhaust end cans, seats, and few wiring kits and few other things. One thing missing was the ECU, which was quite scary because an ECU costs around 1.5 lakhs. And this is an ZX10RR version, right? So it is different from the normal R. So I heard that the tuning is different, and some other advantages are there for an RR ECU. I may be wrong, I don't know. And along with that, you have to change your key sets and few other components. So it's going to be an expensive job if we miss the ECU. Then everyone got panic. Everyone started searching, even the godowns and all the storage cupboards and all. By noon, fortunately, we found the ECU, so everyone was relaxed. We all were shocked for quite some time. So before getting the bike, when the bike was crashed, there was a list. To give an initial estimate of the damage, the Kawasaki team back then had created a list, and I had that list, and it was around, I think, 8 lakhs or something back then. But now more things are missing and few of them are damaged, so the cost will increase significantly, right? So me and Rakesh sat down and started ticking things which we really want to change, without compromising the safety, the speed and stability of the bike. If there is a slight damage to any body panels, we still kept it. You can do cosmetic adjustments there, right? So and the first part that we needed was the ABS module, because that's the first part. Without that, you can't load the engine. Because once the engine is loaded, changing that ABS module is very difficult. It's in a tight space, so that was the first that we have to do. And like I mentioned in the last video, our ABS module was missing. So Ordering an ABS module from Kawasaki will cost you around 1.1 lakhs. But I found this site in UK, it's eBay site, where people are selling used ABS motors, and usually when people do a track conversion, or when they dismantle a crashed bike which is in running condition. So I could find multiple ABS motors that will fit my fit the RR. So I ordered a ABS module which from a bike which had done around 1800 miles, and I got it for a fraction of a cost. So I thought I'll try it. If the things are good, then it'll save a lot of money, and it's the same part anyway. So I ordered it, and I was actually quite sad when people left India to UK for higher education or better pay or whatever. But the biggest advantage that I got was every month at least one guy from UK was coming to Kerala. So this time I ordered the parts to my cousin's place. His name is Story Mission, you might know him. He took most of my Panigale photos back in 2019. So one of his friends was coming to Kerala the next week. So I ordered it to his place, and he handed it out to his friend, and along with that I ordered a subframe to both sides, a subframe. Even though it is not damaged, I thought it was an impact. There was an impact on the chassis, right? So why not change it? So I ordered these four parts, and my friend Matthew, he picked it up from Jacob's friend place. So finally we have an ABS motor. So one fine Saturday morning, I went to Kawasaki. So of course they are also packed. They have a lot of bikes to service and repair. So I asked them to allocate some time for me. So we started installing the ABS motor. We tested it first on another bike. It was working fine. And we have the ins and outs of each brakes, and front brake and back brake, and I think there were around 5 lines. So brake fluid, we changed whatever was there in the bike, and then put new brake fluid. I think 5.1 we put, and started pumping it, and then now both the brakes front and back are working fine. There are no leaks. So this work took around 2.5 hours, and then I think it was by end of the day. So we all left. The next step was now that I have confidence in the parts that I got from eBay, I started exploring eBay a bit more. So I found a traction control unit. Then these are all sensors. Okay, a traction control unit, an immobilizer unit, then the steering damper unit. So steering damper is what stops the bike from having a tank slapper. So all these were missing. So I thought I'll order from eBay itself, and it was fraction of a cost. So you must be knowing Kevin. So his brother-in-law was coming from UK the end of that month. So I ordered it to his place, and he brought it to Kerala. So we have almost all the sensors and important parts. So next thing was the fairings. So now that all these parts are coming, I'm getting it for a good cost, and why not I order more parts from UK. So I ordered the front fairing, side fairing, headlights, rear foot pegs, all these things I started ordering to my cousin's place. So he was coming to Kerala the next 2 months from there. So I ordered all these things, and then he realized once the package reached his place, he realized that it's quite huge. So he can't fit it in a bag. So what the flights will have specific measurements. They'll say that okay, beyond this size they can't take it. You can't check in the luggage. So what he did was, he checked the regulations on what size box we can carry on a flight, and started putting things on bought one of those, and then started putting these fairings in that. He's actually quite tall, 6'4" height, and when he reached Cochin airport, he's carrying a huge box, huge person carrying a huge box. So the customs guys got suspicious, so they caught him and asked what is inside. So he said it's bike parts, second-hand used parts. So we didn't know that second-hand parts we had to pay duty. So these guys told what is you have to pay. So these guys asked him to pay 100% tax. So whatever we saved by not ordering from Kawasaki, we lost in customs. But it is part of the game, and we learned a very valuable lesson. So if you carry something from UK, make sure that it's small, the small size. So anyway, so most of the parts we ordered from UK, and we got almost everything ready to put on the bike. And around this time, I posted that Ducati scam video, and fortunately or unfortunately, that video kind of started going viral, and Ducati noticed this, and they started getting calls from multiple countries as well. So and it's, of course, it's a stressful time, because all the people that started calling you and asking about what happened and how it happened, and everyone who has filed a case against Ducati, they all somehow found my number and started calling me. So very stressful time, and I think in between, Ducati also mailed me asking me to take down the video. They offered support and help in resolving this matter amicably, but nothing happened. So all of these things were happening, and the build got delayed few more months. And finally, I think it was May. So we started. We thought, okay, we'll put the engine back on the bike. So on another Saturday, I booked the slot for a survey, and I think Rakesh and Vishnu, both of them were there. So we took the engine from the engine room, and we slowly started putting it. So what we do is that stand. There's an engine stand, and then you lift the bike and align it and put the engine inside. But when we are doing that, we found that there is a little bit of rust on one of the cylinder heads. So rust is never good.